good. We should be live. Nice. Just gonna get the thing. Oh, that was my effects book. Did you update now? Hmm. Get noise. Right. And we are live. Are we live? Should be live, right? Hello, mic test. Hello, mic test. All right. Seems to be working for me. Okay, let's get this started. Put some setups on. Majors first. So weekly now been completely broken. Complete this. Well, that's nice. So we're now going into the flows. Do you think we can reach up to there? Highly doubt. Oh, we can. Wow. Price is already below. Wow. Didn't even have wicks back. So actually, in free fall right now, I might get more cells than the weekly. No, nothing. No. Mm. 15 doesn't really look too wrong, but 30 says different. Take this on the 30 minutes. Okay, that's very high there. But this is actually confirmation. I'm gonna take this trade right now. Let's see. Copyright 1 hour. Basically have to wait for this close 30 minutes, but I think it's pretty good. Why do I have Hmm. Big indecision there. Yeah, not gonna touch this. Okay, how are you, USD CAD? Wow. Completely just broke through that monthly lower high. That is not good. It's already broken through this, so we can follow this for now. And we just approached some new daily lower. Oh, sorry, daily rejection zones there. Let's see. Let me just join my Zoom. Quick. All right. Should be good. Hello, sir.
What's going on, Jason? How's everything?
Everything is great. Got a good trade today.
What'd you take?
I took a buy on gold.
Show the play.
Sir, give me a sec. Just looking at something right now.
One USD CAD.
Yeah. Seeing any plays. Missed it. Missed it. I was looking at this. Waiting for that 30-minute candle close. So, reason here is 4-hour rejection zones. Went down to the 30 minutes. Saw a lower high by Excelsius and a higher high by Excelsius as well. Just broke through. Actually, have not checked this yet. If I turn on market structure candles, this is blue. Yeah, this is blue.
Of course, you know, Jason. Come on now.
Let's go.
Nice.
I should take the trade right now. Don't you think? No.
Why not?
I actually do. Okay, you know what? I was just hesitating a bit.
Well, I was gonna say, why would you not take the trade?
Hmm.
You know? Exactly.
Exactly. Okay. Let's do it.
So did you take you took a trade on gold?
Yep. Already
Show me the
closed.
gold trade.
Give me a sec. Just making the okay, we're open on Euro USD. So gold trade was really good. You can see here.
Damn,
So,
Jason.
yeah, I know. pretty fun. So
When did you take
rejection
this?
hit on the 4 hour and then
Nice.
went down to the lower time frame. I set this up about, so this was like about, what's 18? No, like 6 a.m. your time. So I set it up in 6 a.m. I set up a buy stop because I saw this big momentum, this big, bullish candle here.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh, might this be like one of the factors for the pullback on the lower time frames, because like how it's just descending here and decelerating here, and then we get that. So I put up a buy stop, and before I even set it up, it already hit. So I just immediately just put the trade, and a few hours later, just hit TP.
Boy.
I did close my take profits, which were actually higher up to here. Yeah, up to there. But I did secure the bag earlier just because, they want to stress over it and just continue looking for other setups in the meantime.
Perfect play right there.
Exactly.
This is a perfect play using Excelsius AI to your advantage, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Love that.
I could have taken the trade too on silver, something I didn't check. So because like they have very similar movements, and as you can see, right, like the price movements very similar. So should have taken the trade here. Just forgot about it though. That's all good. Right now I'm just looking at some majors and then again some euro pairs.
Hell of a play on silver and gold though.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are really nice. Go back to that gold real quick. I mean, to the silver. Silver was even really nice too because, yeah, you could have just even built into this. Like, so share your screen on Zoom. Hold on, I gotta give access. One sec.
Okay. I don't think I have access yet.
Should be good.
Okay, let me check. All right.
So, nice play. Pushing into the rejection zone definitely indicates some type of bottom this, some type of exhaustion. Obviously, you get the initial correction on this candle, so telling you you're switching out of this. But this is where you could get really fancy with it. If obviously, and this type of play would definitely be a little bit more of a higher risk, but I want you to drop down into the 5 minute right here, because you could probably break this down and take another long to the upside and add to the initial position. There's not anything. I mean, you'd have to drop to the 1 then if you'd want to really correct this, which you still could have
from here
on something. Yeah, on something like that. Completely up to you. Once again, if you want to build inside after taking that initial position that you get within there,
Yeah.
But super sweet play, Jason. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
What are you looking at next?
Gonna be looking to actually. I think gold is gonna be one of the pairs I'm gonna be focusing on for the next week, especially now that I'm gonna be waking up for London session. Because okay, like especially here. So see this London session was right here. Right here. London session was about this time here. If I saw this setup earlier, well, I actually did see it. But if I made the setup, I made the setup here, right? Wait for that lower low to break, and then just put a 1-to-1. That could have been
right.
That could have been like an easy play.
Go to the higher time frames real quick.
On gold, yeah.
Yeah. And check Telegram as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you'd really want to be taking the sell in that, because you
Mm-hmm.
can definitely see we're sitting in the rejection
Yeah.
zone. You know, once again, market is bearish in this case, right? So it's not to say that it can't continue down, but go to the daily real quick. Zoom out. Let me see the left.
Yeah.
Well, first off, your analysis is super clean to begin with.
Yes.
Secondly, I guess you could take stabs at the sell because you're no question bearish in here.
Yeah, but still
But
bit risky. Yeah.
but the rejection zone just indicates
Exactly.
the extendedness, right?
Yeah. Like
Jason
if we were
doesn't
to
fuck
take,
around with the rejection zone.
Yeah, if we do take the sells, they would be very short term as well, and that's why
Super short term.
probably like here. Okay,
But you
now
see,
this is where it's gonna
types of
start.
plays, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the filet mignon of the plays, because if you think about it, you're really trading between the tops and bottoms. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
With measurement, you know, and like for the viewers that are here, the ones that watch the recordings after, you know, I think this is really one of the biggest themes that you can move with Excelsius. Especially, you can force the market to just set up in the way that you want. Like, you don't have to take the market for what it's giving you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So nice. Love that, Jason.
That's why I'm just waiting for Excelsius to make more, higher lows or whatever levels it's gonna mark for me to break and then take those short term sells. Because okay, in this example, I think I would probably go
so
since there's nothing there, like 5 minutes.
Now you're setting up for the sell setup.
Yeah, exactly. Like right there.
Smart.
That's a good sell setup right there. See?
Go to the 4
Rejection
and the
zone
2.
third.
Go to the 4 and the 2. Throw the institutional volume. You might be able to predict, kind of where price may like back to. Also throw the fibs in there.
It's gonna be a reverse, right?
Change the color though. Yeah, and then zoom out.
Oh, did it load? I don't think it loaded. Oh.
Because you gotta click, you gotta leave it on, yeah.
Okay. Ooh, there you go.
So like, if you think about it, and zoom out a little bit so we can see the volume profile.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so this is like it's so obvious, right?
Yeah.
Like
it's right there.
Take the reverse off. Take the reverse off real quick. Like, it's very obvious in context to like, all right, look, you have this huge block of orders, right? Huge, which coincides with previous lows that broke. And on top of that, for all your FIB traders there, you kind of got your magic holy grail number there, which I really don't care about. But since the market tends to care about it, it tends to become something of importance, right?
Yeah.
So, kind of guesstimating in the end of the day, like, this is ultimately where you're expecting price to push back into, which would create a very similar correctional movement like you're getting on those after a drop like this, after a drop like this.
Yeah.
Yep. And once again, like, in the end of the day, we're just throwing this on just to show the different, additional confluences that say, hey, you're going to have so much pressure, and still, like, you could do this and take this off and just take off the rejection zones as well and just leave the market structure settings on and put the candles on just so you could just see, color and hide your analysis for a second. Like, without even having that, you can just clearly see once again, like, all right, for the moment, you would really be expecting price to pull back into some of these points in here. Maybe it's going to pull back a little bit further, but you're still looking for this. Why? Candle color change, market sentiment, and then at the same time, you go look at higher time frame data, and that no question is going to tell you that we're bearish here as well.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
You gotta love Excelsius, huh?
I think that I just realized something right now. Like this is a problem with a lot of traders, right? Is that when they have these indicators open, right? They tend to follow it. They tend to
Completely
like
blindly.
they over glorify it. Is what I'm
Yep.
trying to say, right? Like, okay, if you say,
Go ahead,
for example,
Jason.
like this, right?
Say it how it is.
How
Say it
the
how it
bear,
is.
like how it is here, where the candles turned red and
Mhm.
then turn pink, I mean, and then that means they're bearish, and then here they're turning blue and that means bullish, right? But in this moment here they would say another trader would probably say, but that's not bullish. No, that's not bullish because it didn't it although it broke the first lower high, it didn't really go above even higher. Well, that's just the problem. It doesn't mean that you can trade it anymore. If you went to even lower time frames, then it truly is bullish, right?
Right.
It's like if we go, okay, now I can find that probably. But yeah, like that's one of
What
the
you can do is
things.
mark a line with it. Go take a horizontal line and mark it.
Yeah, probably from, okay, that's from there. Okay, there you go. Right. Okay, so this is where it started. It broke that lower high here, and that's bullish. And as you can see in this time frame here, 15, you could have easily taken a lot of buys. Wow.
Right.
Right? Like
But
boom,
I think
boom, 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 boom.
Jason is just. And I mean, I think. Look. I mean, look. You can kind of look. I'll say this. You can glorify Excelsius a little bit in the fact that it's just it's backed by its data.
Yeah. Yeah.
Over a 90% hit
Mhm.
rate and continues to rise. But
Yeah.
secondly, if you don't do what Excelsius is kind of hinting to you, or if you don't think in the way that Excelsius is trying to hint to you at, with a foundation of price action, then you're going to have problems. I think, for example, what we like to say all the time is that sure, each tool can be used separately, but your power in masses. You know what I mean? So like, go back to the 4-hour and show that just short-term buy that went about. Like, the one example you're talking about. Just reset the screen. Yeah. So like, in this example, right? Like, in the end of the day, just because we break here and we move for the short term, but we don't make any correctional movement, and then we drop. Well, if you're a trader that has a baseline of a foundation, you would know that in the end of the day, without getting into just what the colors are saying or what the points are saying, that this is just a correction or this is just a development for another point in the market to continue, downwards, right? But at the same time, for those that are a little bit more experienced, what Excelsius does that makes things, light years ahead is that it allows for you to trade those pullbacks that maybe you wouldn't before, right? Because maybe you didn't know exactly when markets were switching for the short term to develop that pullback. And at the same time, right, it ultimately is keeping you so mindful of what is going on. But to Jason's point, you want to, in the end of the day, sorry.
No worries.
So yeah, I think in the end of the day, with other indicators, I think a lot of problems that people would experience is that because there's not much development on them. Like, I think, for example, the RSI, right? Like, take that, for example, one of the most popular indicators around,
Let's add that right now, actually, because I was gonna talk about that as well.
So like, for example, it's like when you go over 70 and under 30, you
Mhm.
should buy. Well, like in this example here, right? Like right here when we went under 30, right? People would say you should buy. And in theory, the RSI was correct, but at the same time, it's like a lot of times people take this so literally that, all right, if it's from here, now we have to move to the 70 marker, and at the same time, um, you know, other way around, right? And
Yeah.
this is just where that firm understanding of price action trading comes into play.
Mhm.
Adding that cherry on top of Excelsius just makes things night and day. What are you gonna say though,
Yeah.
Jason?
Yeah, because where do you find an indicator that's actually based on a strategy, right? Like
Right.
a strategy that's been used for what, like a decade now? And for the RSI, it's just based
Maybe
on, yeah,
longer.
it's
Let me
based
see.
on past data, but it's not really like based on a strategy per se. Right? It's just data, right? It's showing where the market moves, the curves, if they go above and below 70 or 30. So, okay, for example here, right? Okay, so price went down below the 30 line, so we're gonna be expecting some bullish entries, like some bullish movement. Okay,
1978, Jason.
right? Oh, since 1978. Wow. Okay. So if you see here, yeah, we did get that push above, but most traders that follow the RSI like religiously, they would already put in like a massive trade here.
That was the calculation. I'm gonna give you look. This is the calculation for the RSI, which I
They would
think
do
is
this immediately.
crazy.
Like, what the fuck? It is not. That's
Why?
not a trade. That is not a trade. Alright. Oh man.
I'm gonna show. I mean, it's just the guy probably thought he was a goat back in the day. Probably created the RSI and was like, "I've accomplished all that there is to accomplish."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I used to have this. I don't know where I met him, but probably from the marketing something forex company. But
Mm.
yeah, he followed the RSI so much that he would immediately just say, "Oh, but we just went below 30, so we should get ready for some buys." Okay, yeah,
Is that what they would say?
yeah, exactly like that. But they're not wrong. But in a way, if we took it even further, right, we could have just followed this, yeah, and then saw here, okay, where would we enter here? Not on the 4 hour, then probably the 15 minute,
Right.
right? But again, they wouldn't follow it that way because they would follow it by the time frame. They would think it would be so absolute that on whatever time frame it is, that's where you should follow the trade. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I had a lot of questions with indicators, and that's why I hated them for so long.
Was that the first thing you were introduced when you came to the game?
RSI, yeah. RSI
I
and the
mean,
candle patterns.
bro, like I used to use MACD,
Mm-hmm.
RSI, and I think one of the EMAs, maybe the 13 EMA back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it just once again though, it just talks about humans in general. They want the easy way out, right? Which is fine. Like I do too. Jason does as well. But even though sometimes what we want is not necessarily what's the best for us, especially in like beginning development stages. Like I think when you're at the experience of Jason and I, you know, you get a tool like Excelsius and it just does night and day for you. But let's
Yeah.
say for example, like, someone who is just personally starting out, I still think Excelsius is incredible for you if you're starting out just because all the tools it has. But using the other indicators, for example, like RSI or MACD, whatever it is, they're all built off of price action. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
by telling someone to be reliant off of this one indicator without a pure, just, you know, baseline of what price is and how it works and how it moves, um, you're going to have so many issues. And that's why the common, negative about indicators is what is it? What's the one word, Jason, that everyone says about an indicator? It's what? It's lagging.
Yeah.
Right? That's what most people say. They're like, it's lagging. Excelsius doesn't lag, by the way, and it's non-repainting, and it's the greatest fucking software in the world. And more so, what's to come with it is going to be even more exciting. But it goes back down into what I will always say, which is, a hybrid system really does allow for you to maximize your ability as a trader. It really does. We came out with a video about this. I think it was our last video, or maybe the video before, on Excelsius Instagram, just talking about the reason why you need a hybrid system. It's just because in today's market, in today's environment, if you don't have a hybrid system, you're automatically at a disadvantage. Like, think about that, Jason. Like, going into the markets as a manual trader, and you're competing against banks and other players that are using automated solutions to make their trading more efficient.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, like, if you don't have an automated system, or at least a hybrid system, you then would be at a disadvantage. And especially as new markets come about and all that, right?
Yeah.
You're only one person. You can't analyze 150 pairs. I mean, you can, but it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
How's that Philippine peso doing, baby?
Oh, well.
Like, I don't want to talk about it.
Pretty bad.
It's like, I don't want to talk about it.
But we did go lower. But we're still at that high of 58. Not so good, yeah.
Gold, by the way, minted the sells. If you saw that on the 4 and the 2, go put on the sell signals. It just signaled another sell now, but just on the quarter. Just put on the quarter, just like the baseline. Or you can even do that. It doesn't matter. Whatever you like. But yeah, you see how I just called the tops like a turret. Yeah. Really good place. So, as always, on top of it. Checking if it called the sell signals on silver as well. It did.
Nice.
Yeah. No sell signals in the 15-minute time frame. Jason took the entries though. It's a perfect trade, Jason.
Yeah. I'll wait for this break. Could have entered from here too, but a bit risky.
Yeah,
Still could have gotten that, yeah.
Short-term play.
Yeah, like very, very short term. So from there, following this, like what? 448? So 448. It's a good 1-to-1 there. Easily could have gotten it.
Cryptos last night were attempting to fall, but they didn't really break their base.
Oh, gotta clean this up.
Yeah, Jason, you gotta clean up that analysis. Super range bound right now. XRP, though, incredible buying opportunity. Look at that long on XRP coming up on the 4.
Ooh.
Do you see that, Jason?
That's nice.
Turn off the rejection zones for a second and just look at the pure structure of it. Yeah, you can even leave it in there. I mean, look at that, right?
Yeah.
Like, that is just chef's kiss right there. It's a lot of confluences. Pulling out. Break this down. Run it back to the tops. even look for that bigger play.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Boom.
Ooh.
Could see further downside though. I mean, until you get that correction, right? Yeah, you can definitely see markets bearish in the short term, which is understandable. And we are correcting down right now. And I'm sure if you drop to the 1 hour, this probably would have changed color much sooner. Yeah. Started correcting here a little bit and then definitely started changing here and here again. I think though, once you get that first initial correction, whether it's here or you can start getting a little bit higher, you might have the trend line your way. Maybe just because of what Excelsius is showing you here, you're getting a lot of false moves here on the 1. And when I drew that trend line, you can just see these cyclical movements, and you could just see like this breaking out, being a false move again, and then just correcting back down. So maybe in a situation like that, right? Maybe drop to a 2 or a 4, get away from those false breaks, look for a much clearer break. Yeah, like right when you get above that 2 hour lower high.
Probably this one now.
Try that one to start going. Try to run a new high.
Ooh.
Looks really good.
It should be hitting. Oh, we're close, so that could really happen.
Got a little more to go.
Check out the Euro play. Oh, let's fucking go.
Jason, you are just taking care of the business this morning.
How much money did I make now? Let's go.
Yeah, gold and euro.
All right.
Jason.
I would like to say I'm good for the week, but I'm in a trading mood this week.
Jason, you just don't ever leave a heater, Jason. You don't ever leave a heater.
Yep.
You understand me? You keep going. And then once you take one loss, then you let it go.
Yeah.
So, Jason, let the legends know. What's your next play going to be? You're on fire right now. You're 2 for 2. Let's go.
Let's see. Let's look at some more. Oh, we could have actually even gotten it from here. Shit.
Jason,
I was looking at this earlier too. Fuck.
Jason, no, mister. Turn on the market structure candles. You could have gotten it from here, bro. You're just late to the party.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Even earlier.
Yeah. You're just late to the party, Jason.
Yeah, probably from there.
Jason, pull into the rejection zone, reject your weekly key level, take the entry, stops below, run in that. You could have... Jason.
But I could have put it in another buy stop
Jason,
here.
You need to stop sleeping. Just stare at the chart all day.
Like that. Oh!
Watch now. After the call, I'm gonna hear you say, "I need to find a way to be at the charts more." It's how it always happens, Jason.
I definitely need to actually.
I mean, bro, you're on fire right now, huh?
Yes. I think that I've been sleeping too much. I'm a trader sleeper now. So now gotta awaken the beast once again.
Oh my goodness. What else is there? Any equity marketplace? Take a look at the S&P.
S&P.
Another one you missed, Jason.
Odd. Yep.
They all happen at the same time.
Well, that's why we don't get greedy, okay? Jason. We just gotta chill, okay?
Jason, look at all these plays. Look,
Hurting.
entry, stop, rejection of a previous weekly point, run it to the next. Put a trade on this, Jason. See how that with R&R would have been. Something light. Put a little buy stop there. No, run it to the tops, Jason. Run it to the top of the rejection zone.
That would be first level. Oh,
Jason.
what? Sheesh.
Probably the same play on NAS and US 30.
Probably. Fuck.
Right here? Yep.
Yep.
There it is. Entry, run it, go to NAS.
Yep.
Entry, run it.
Well, there you go.
Well, Jason, you're gonna be getting a total of there's probably another play right here. Go back to USDMXN. Yep, right there. You could have taken this. Stops here. Would have gotten taken out. Still hunting. You could have taken an entry and a double rejection of the high, or and rejection zone, or you could have said screw it. Once we break again, take it and run it down.
Yeah.
So you would have lost and regained all the trade right there.
I need to open more accounts.
Bro, you're gonna be getting on the call. Oh my god, I could just see you, bro. Now you're gonna be on the call with Patricia, and you're gonna be like, from now on, this is my new schedule. It's gonna be like, here we go again.
Here we go again.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, damn right, here we go again. Killing me. Oh, Jason.
So much. So much.
30-minute, you probably won't have any of those false breaks.
Probably.
Yep. Clean.
Mm.
Look at that. Let me look at those.
Spicy.
Let's hold on. Yeah, put the trade on, but let's not just look at the color and be like, oh, color changed. Look how sexy that was. Let's focus on what happened here, right? Market switches direction, starts to rally, attempts to create new highs while pushing into the rejection zone, which is a perfect trapping environment because you know sellers are sitting in here.
Mm-hmm.
Once price comes back below the highs, you know that maybe you might start to see a slowdown or change in direction. And once then price successfully breaks the point in structure, you now have a confirmation that this momentum can no longer hold and you should see a shift down, into the previous base.
Mm-hmm.
This is just straight money all day. All day. Jason, I need you on the clock 24/7 now.
I'm probably gonna be quitting my job, just doing this now.
Put in your 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I would be saying, well, bro, I just quit my job.
I just quit and I'm done. Me and
done.
Atlas, we're going to the moon together.
Okay, I just made $500 this week, so see you. Yeah, this month in total made about $1,800, so I'm good. I'm good for the whole year, actually. Like, I've paid all my bills for the fucking month, for the year.
You kill me. That is so funny. You put in your 2 weeks right now.
Like, people would ask me, so, oh, how much are you making now? It's good money, like, is it like above 1,000? Somewhere there, yeah. Like,
light work.
Yeah, very easy. So what do you do? Like, you work from home? Yeah. How many hours do you work? Usually just 2 hours a day. Like, what? You make $1,000 plus for just working for 2 hours a day? Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's called Excelsius.
What else do you do? I play games in between.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Do a little graphic design work on the side.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Doing some hobbies, some passions.
light work.
Light work. Oh man.
Um, yeah, bro. I mean, to everyone that's watching, and to just all the people that are watching after the stream as well, it becomes easier the more you test, because the more you test, the more confidence you get,
Exactly.
right?
Oh.
Key things though that Jason's always talking about when he's talking about the trades he's taking is he's talking about the duration of the trade, the expectation of the trades, and that really does ultimately, you know, tame the emotions a little bit. I think the other thing as well that maybe allows for you to play this in such a fun, yet still intensified way is that because you're just controlling the risk so much, right?
Yeah.
I think this is so important, right? That people need to be mindful of is that if you control the risk, like even if you risk 0.25% or 0.5% or 1% a trade, like you should just be so excited to go and trade because Excelsius is going to spit out just so many trades a week for you.
Yeah.
And so as long as you're just taming the risk,
Yeah.
like you're just going to be able to enjoy everything because you won't have to worry about, is this trade going to go through or not? Because the majority of them do, right? It's just about positioning yourself well. But, don't come and say, I took a 1 minute trade and it's not going through. You still got to have some, baseline approach in there.
Yes. Sir. Right.
Love the competing though today,
And because
Jason.
if you think about it, right?
Exceptional
Like,
work.
I was looking at this trade earlier, 4 hour. I was like, fuck. No, for the longest time, I've always traded the 4 hour, right? And I was thinking earlier, oh shit, I can't take a trade here. Back then I wouldn't be able to take a trade here. And I wouldn't even dare going to the lower time frames because lower time frames would always fuck me up back then. But then, you know, what the reason why it was really difficult back then was because you didn't really have accurate levels showing you the best places to enter or locate like the lower highs and the higher lows. But now that you have Excelsius showing you, oh, this is a lower high, this is a lower high. No, these are the
And
perfect
also
places to enter.
you're seeing on the 4 hour, right? Like, oh hey, we're in a rejection zone, might indicate some
Exactly.
slowdown. Let
Yeah.
me see if I can. And Jason said this in the beginning of the stream. Obviously, this play was short term because it's against, where the overall direction is. And now, what are you setting up for?
Now setting up for a sell, which was like
Right.
back then. I wouldn't even think of doing this.
Jason, baby, trading all ends of the market.
Exactly. It's not just one time frame anymore. It's not just swing. Now we intraday. Now we day trade. It's
Soon
amazing.
You're gonna be on the seconds,
like,
bro.
no, honestly, I was looking at this trade before the stream, and I was like, shit. I just realized I wouldn't have taken this trade years ago. Like 2 years ago, I would be probably like, oh, that's like, what the fuck am I doing?
If anything, you would have maybe taken the sell if you could have gotten it. You would wait for this, then you would look for that again.
Probably the sell.
Right.
Exactly. The sell would be the safer play, the bias play, right? But it's like when you go back though, like I just want to swing. I want to play it safe. I want to be more consistent with the long term than short term.
But then eventually, what's the common complaint of swing traders? I don't get enough trades.
Not enough trades. You're not. You're waiting for trade setups. You're not getting them at the right times. Exactly. And that's another great thing. That's another thing that you just mentioned right now that I realize. It's like, what? Well, now I can just look every 15 minutes on the chart. Depending on like London session or end of London session and then entering into New York session. Looking for setups. That's it.
Jason, you'd be proud of yourself from where you came
Oh yeah, definitely. Like
5-6 years ago.
even this, right? Like even this trade that we just took at the start of the stream. I would not have taken this trade because I would say, oh no, we're bearish.
Right, you're bearish,
We're below
and
this monthly higher low. We're gonna be looking for sells. More sells.
but you see, leave it there, and that's where the dashboard comes in. Go to the 4 hour real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, rejection zone says you're in a buyer's market, which just indicates in the end of the day that orders are in there. Obviously,
Yeah.
Jason's mindful that the sentiment is still bearish, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that you can't trade these plays. You just have to be mindful that these plays are what, Jason?
Are short term.
That's it, because you're still looking for this. You know, you cannot negate what the data is telling you.
Exactly. It's like you saying that you don't shit, right? It's like, yeah, you shit, right? You shit. You don't look at it, you just flush it, right? But you have to look at the shit because you gotta treat that shit.
Bro, you're just wild right now.
Right? Like look at this, right? Um this would be probably
Oh,
people would be saying like,
where was the
oh
perfect entry for this?
yeah, this
Turn on
would
the market
probably
structure candles, Jason.
probably
I think we were a little
here.
late, Jason.
No, like here. Yeah, this one.
Well, this is what would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Would have taken the trade, probably gotten stopped out, which is fine.
Yeah.
Taken a re-entry, put your stops below the lows, and then you would have been, you know, running it forward.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of phenomenal plays today in the market.
Yep.
Right? This is also where Excelsius's alert system comes to play.
Yeah. I was gonna use it, but then, you know, I was already in the moment, so I said, I don't need alert right now. But yeah, they do become useful. I mean, they do become useful when, you know, your hands are full, and you know you're doing something. You just leave it there, leave an alert. Then when you hear it, and you hear the notification from your computer, that's when you go and check the levels.
Love it. Absolutely love it. I think really the biggest thing, and maybe this is something that, you know, you'll start to do more and more, because Excelsius just makes the ability to read markets and read charts at such a level of efficiency. I think it comes down to just what do you want to trade the most of, you know, because like imagine, right, like now you have, you know, an automated solution that literally does the analysis for you. Like you just have to show up.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to show up and not be, but at the same time, you cannot allow your emotions to come into it. Like you can't take a buy here like Jason did, and then go to the 15 how you took it. You can't go to the 15 here and then all of a sudden, you know, start saying to yourself, I'm going to run this past the rejection zone.
Yeah.
You can't do that shit.
Yep. That just fucks up the wrist. That fucks up the emotions.
Like you got to be mindful in the end of the day. Like you're taking the entry here, like really your max target is like here, which is in confluence with the rejection zone, right? Like, you know, but you can't just because you're in the trade be like, oh, I'm going to, you know, now just not listen to what Excelsius is telling me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and that's exactly why I told you at the start of the stream when you joined. I'm gonna be looking to just trade gold for the moment. Why? Because they have, you know, higher payouts, and they move in really quickly in the shorter time frames, and you can trade it especially intraday, right? And we've done this before, but back then it was more guess trading for me back then. You remember the time when I was trading gold? I was like, oh yeah, this is, you know, I've seen this in the past, but your data in your mind, that's just you. That's very opinionated, right? But this with Excelsius is like, nope, this is a lower high. This is the best place to enter. Okay?
Right.
Yeah. So
I think, I think more so, right? Like it's just about taking your V6 and bringing it to a V12.
Yep.
You know, even if you've been an experienced, and that's why, like, for example, you know, you get new clients that come in, they use Excelsius that have already been really successful traders. And they just start flying.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially
because
those. Yeah.
yeah, you know, I mean, they just start flying because things just become so easy. You know,
Uh-huh.
what's new, Jason?
I
What
have
is
no
new?
I have no idea.
Jason, did you tell them about the promotion that we're running today or this week?
Oh, I have not yet actually.
You didn't
Not
tell
yet.
them.
Yeah, well, we are about to end the stream, so it's the best time to say we have a 50% off discount promo for your first month of Excelsius happening right now. It's limited time, so it's a great offer for people who just want to try Celsius for the long term instead of just the 7 days. But yeah, for you new traders, old traders, veteran traders, this is the perfect time to get Excelsius.
Let's go, King. Um, and yeah, guys, we're definitely gonna look to do some new things as well with the streams. You know, maybe do some actual session tradings, bring some of you legends in, do different trials, different tactics, game plans, all of that. But just want to say thank you so much to each and every single one of you tuning in. Is this our first week back, Jason? No, second
First,
week.
second week. Yeah.
Kind of second week. Um, but yeah, all in all, we just appreciate each and every single one of you checking in. And yeah, as always, legends, if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Aside from that, Jason, way to hold down the fort, firing away. And we'll see how these trades pan out, and we'll take a look at them on Friday.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys.
See you on the next stream.